Happy Saturday, friends! Welcome to my channel. My name is Rachel, and I hope you guys enjoy this video. I decided to do the Authortube Newbie tag and let you guys know a little bit more about me and about my writing and what you guys can expect to see on this channel. So Janice 3D originally created this tag. I learned about it from Kate Kavanaugh's YouTube channel, which I'll also link down below and link to Janice 3D's YouTube channel if I can find it. So let's jump on in. The first question is, how did you find out about Authortube? And I found out about Authortube by just kind of honestly perusing YouTube during my first NaNoWriMo, searching for all of the information that I could and trying to find other people who are also participating in NaNoWriMo, sort of as a commiseration during the misery that can be NaNoWriMo. Number 2 is, what genres do you write in? So I write in urban fantasy and sci-fi and space opera, I guess. Right now I'm writing an urban fantasy series. I just put aside a work in progress of a space opera series that I don't think I'm quite ready yet as a writer to take on. It's a little bit bigger of a challenge than I think I'm ready for, so putting that aside and writing something else until my skills increase. Question 3 is, what is your preferred writing tense, point of view, and category of story? So I'm currently experimenting with this. I used to write solely in third person. I'm actually writing my current book in first person, so that's a huge shift for me. And I also write in typically past tense. I don't usually write in present tense. And then all of my books are adults. None of them are YA or children's novels. Number 4 is, are you a plotter, a pantser, or a plantster? And I've actually been each one of those in that range. I started out being an absolute pantser. My first NaNoWriMo, I had an idea for a set of people, and I knew vaguely how they would interact with each other, and in my head I was just like, oh no, I'll just start writing and I'll just start throwing shit at them and then it'll be fine. And it wasn't. I did end up winning NaNoWriMo that year, but it was a struggle. It was a super struggle because I had no idea where I was going, and honestly rereading through it, there was a lot of loop-de-loops, and that's why that project was put to the side. So after that, I became a plantster where I would write just like a brief outline. That also kind of left me, I was definitely better off that NaNoWriMo, which was last year, but I was still just wading through the dark, looking for the light and looking for, you know, where is the end of this tunnel and where the heck am I going? So now I'm taking a chance at really in-depth planning. I'm really excited about it so far. I think it's going to go really well, and I'm really excited to start using my really in-depth outline for NaNoWriMo this year. I think it's going to help prevent a lot of that burnout that happens around that first 30,000 words. So question number 5, are you self-published, published, or yet to be published? I am yet to be published. And question 6 goes along with that. What publishing company would you like to be published by? If I were to be published traditionally, I would love to be published by Penguin. They publish my favorite urban fantasy series by Patricia Briggs, the Mercy Thompson series. So I'd really like to be published by them if I don't go the self-publishing route. So number 7 is, what Authortube related videos can we expect to find on your channel? And I'm really hoping to provide inspiration videos, as well as a ton of write with me's and just kind of journey updates on my writing progress and hopefully eventually publishing progress. We'll see how that goes. And then obviously I'm also going to be doing NaNoWriMo. I'm hoping for NaNoWriMo to do a video every single day, just updating and letting you guys know what roadblocks I've hit or what successes I've had, and hopefully inspire you guys to keep writing throughout NaNoWriMo as you guys inspire me. And number 8 is, when did you start writing? And I started writing in high school. My current best friend is an absolute, she's a phenomenal author. She's a phenomenal author. And she wrote throughout elementary school and into high school. And when she and I really started hanging out a lot more, I kind of realized that that was something that I was really interested in as well. I'd never connected the fact that I read books and that a person had to write those books, and that was a career choice one could choose. Obviously, as we all know, it's not always a lucrative career choice that one can choose, but you know, we do what we love. Let's see, number 9 is, what was the first story you ever wrote? So my first story was in high school, and it was a romance adventure story, I guess, about a demon hunter who was in high school. I know. And a demon who fall in love. So think Buffy the Vampire Slayer, but written by an angsty high school student about demons instead of vampires. It was bad, and it still holds a really special place in my heart, I'm not gonna lie. Number 10 is, what authors have inspired you to write the most? And for me, for urban fantasy, that would really be Patricia Briggs and Alana Andrews. I absolutely love both of their urban fantasy series. Patricia Briggs' Mercy Thompson series is obviously still going, and it is phenomenal, you guys. It is absolutely phenomenal. Alana Andrews, she and her husband, they're a wife and husband duo team. They also write the Kate Daniels series, which actually ended already, but it's also an absolutely amazing urban fantasy series. For science fiction, my author heroes would be Martha Wells, Anne McCaffrey, and I put one more on here. No, I didn't. Anne McCaffrey and Martha Wells. Number 11 is, do you schedule your writing sessions, or do you just write whenever you have the chance? And I used to schedule writing sessions always in the morning. I'm definitely a morning writer. When I was working, I would also write during my lunch period. And then when we moved to Virginia, oh my gosh, almost 2 years ago now, I started writing. I tried doing the whole like 9 to 5 writing thing. It did not work out. So I would typically just write for about 3 hours in the morning and then knock off and clean the house or go for a walk the dogs, whatever I wanted to do. Now, however, I've got the baby. So now I typically write before the sun is up. And then if she is happy playing by herself, I will try and write then. I'm not gonna lie, the YouTube rabbit hole gets me fairly often still, which is something that I'm working towards overcoming, especially for the upcoming NaNoWriMo, which I'm hoping to complete an 80,000 word novel in November instead of just 50,000. So it's a pretty big, hairy, audacious goal. See if I'm able to do it. And let's see, question 12. Do you type on a computer, typewriter, write everything out, or use a blend of those? And where do you write in general? So I always type on a computer. A few years ago, I decided that I was going to try and use fewer natural resources. So I try and avoid buying notebooks, which I know is heresy to the rest of us writers, because as most of us are, I would, in the past, before I made this declaration for myself, go out and buy any notebook that was pretty, and then they all sat in a stack, and I never wrote in any of them. So I actually ended up giving them to my best friend and her wife, and they used them. But I pretty much stick to the computer all the time. I use the processing app Scrivener, which absolutely phenomenal, and I will die by. Absolutely. I thought that it was so stupid when I first heard about it, and then I tried it, and I'm addicted now. So, and then I write at my desk. If we weren't in the middle of a pandemic, I would probably take my laptop to a cafe with Nash and write there every once in a while, but for the most part, I just stick at home. Let's see, number 12, and I actually think this is number 13. And this is the last question. What are you most looking forward to now that you're part of Authortube? I'm really looking forward to making other author and writing friends and learning from everybody else on the platform, as well as documenting my journey for you guys, but also for me to be able to look back on in 5 or 10 years and be like, oh, little Rachel, you were so adorable, thinking that you could write 80,000 words in a month. Or looking back in 5 to 10 years and being like, Rachel, good for you writing 80,000 words in a month. We'll see which one it is at the end of November, friends. Anyway, next week I'm going to be starting a self-care September month-long series specifically aimed at writers in preparation for Preptober, which is preparation for NaNoWriMo. So I hope that you guys like and subscribe so that you get the notifications about that, and I will see you guys again next week.